Hey guys, welcome back to the Optimize to Scale podcast. And we are going to do something a little different for the next few weeks. And so right now we're in the back to school season. And for a lot of us, it's going to look a little different. Well, a whole lot different. And for some people, it may not be. Are your kids going to be in school? Are you going to virtual school, online school, homeschool, unschool, school halftime, full-time, with a mask, without a mask? We don't really know. It's changing week by week, and some people have resolved, okay, my kids are going to be home, but now what? And I have been answering so many homeschooling questions privately, in private conversations, and in the DMs. And so I thought, well, let me share a little bit here in case there are some listeners who have some questions. And so I'm going to just share some tips that I have from my experience, but also in the next few weeks, I'm going to be bringing in people to share their experiences so you can get a few different angles, because homeschooling is one of those things that it's a personal decision and you have to do it in a way that fits your personality, your child's learning style, your family budget, your family dynamics. You have to put all those things into consideration. But if you've never done it, you may not even know what to consider. And so I'm going to share with you my perspective, and I'll bring in some other people. And, you're going to have to become a researcher. But I'm hoping that in hearing other people's story, you might hear maybe a theme, across all homeschooling experiences. Maybe you'll hear something that'll resonate with you, or there'll be a resource that will just sound like a good fit for you. So I hope that this next few weeks will be helpful in helping you have your children home learning while you're home working, okay? And we'll also be talking in a few episodes from now about some tech, how to protect your kids online, and just some other online resources that are available to you. One of the big questions that I've been asked is, how do you find or build a curriculum? And I think there are so many ways that you can do this. One of the ways that I built my curriculum was, there's this book. I don't remember the author, but I'll put it in the show notes. But it's K through 12, and there's one book for each grade, but it's called What Every First Grader Should Know, What Every Kindergartner Should Know. And it tells you the requirements for that grade level. And so what I did is I would look at the requirements. So kindergarten, first, second, third, and all that stuff, most of that stuff I could teach. And so I would just create a checklist and then teach it to them in creative ways, hands-on ways, and, get maybe some workbooks and things like that. And I would teach it to them. And as the child mastered the skill, I would check it off. And then by the end of the year, you've checked off all the requirements. Now, as they get older, there are a lot of other resources you can use. I know for preschool, even if you're starting, maybe you have a preschooler that's home and you want the preschooler to be occupied while the other children are working. Something I really liked was ABC, Jesus Loves Me. And they have printable sheets that you can use. They have a whole year's curriculum, everything written out for you. And that was really helpful. And there's also for the older years curriculum, something I really enjoy is teaching textbooks. It's a math curriculum where they teach the lesson, they give quizzes, they give tests, and it's all graded for you. And at the end, you get record of all of that. And it shows you your child's progress. And also every state has a requirements based on their state that you can look up. And so you just type in homeschooling and then insert your state, and it tells you exactly what you need to do for your state. So that's how you can begin looking for curriculum. And I'll also post other resources in the show notes for that. Again, there's so many options out there for curriculum, and it can be easy to get overwhelmed. So that's why I'm just going to give you guys some things to start with. And at least you'll know what you don't like or what you like, and that can give you kind of a launching pad. Another big question that people ask is scheduling. How do you schedule your day and plan out your day? And again, that's a very personal thing. There's so many ways to do that based on your work schedule, or maybe you're not working or things like that. But the main thing is I try to give myself time in the morning to fill myself up, because being home with children all day, you are pouring into them in different ways. And so I like to give myself the morning to fill myself up with reading, with prayer, music, exercise, things like that. Sometimes it's just a phone call too with a friend, and we just catch up and we laugh, and it's just a good way to start the day. Also, I highly recommend with scheduling and planning is to really keep it simple. Don't feel like you have to recreate the traditional classroom in your home. Your child might like learning and reading standing up or pacing the floor. They might like sitting outside on a swing. They might like laying on the floor to read. They might like sitting up at the dining room table. So be flexible and try different things until you find what works for you, and take lots of breaks. Work in maybe 20-minute, 30-minute, or 40-minute blocks, and then take a 10-minute break. You guys can laugh, do something silly, grab a snack, and just it helps the day flow faster, and it helps create a relaxed atmosphere so it's not so tense where you feel like it's, again, a rigid traditional classroom. And I say give yourself grace to be imperfect, and your children too. If you haven't homeschooled, or even if you have, each year is a new year, each day is a new day where you have to recalibrate and set clear expectations for each other and be gracious and recognizing that new things are sometimes difficult to adjust to. And the great thing about homeschooling is that a lot of it is just all about a perspective shift. If you look at it as, man, your children will be home and what an irritation, it will feel like an irritation all day long and it will feel frustrating. But if you could look at it as more opportunities to build a relationship with them and get to know them, they get to know you and you get to invest in them, it will feel different. It'll be opportunities for transformation. And when you look at it that way, the burden is lighter. So the next few weeks, we're going to be talking about working from home and homeschooling. And my desire is to give you guys resources and some encouragement if this is a new season for you, that having your children home while you're working and they are learning can be a beautiful experience. It won't always be easy, but it's definitely going to be something that will strengthen your bond with one another. And I believe that we can all do this, and it's hard, but we can do hard things. And so come join us in the Facebook group where we can continue conversations and you can ask questions. I want to support you. We want to support you on this journey of working from home while your kids are home during this incredible time that we are in. All right, guys, so that's it for today. I'm looking forward to sharing the different interviews I have with you for homeschooling preschool years, elementary years, middle school, high school, and preparing them for college. Again, we're also going to talk about technology, different virtual options that are available, how to protect your kids online, and so much more. So I'm really excited to share that with you. Before we go, I want to leave you with this. Parenting is a big sacrifice, and homeschooling is too. And it can feel like you have to teach your kid everything. You have to be able to solve all the problems. You have to be all these things, but you really don't. And you have a community of people online and resources even available to you locally, and you do not have to do it alone. And I'm so excited to be able to share with you just the different ways that you can get support and the different tools that you can use as you have your children home learning. So remember to laugh at yourself, to laugh and have fun, and to enjoy your children and this opportunity to build a deeper relationship with them while they are home with you and learning beside you. Thank you for spending a few moments with me today. I hope you were able to find something of value in today's episode. And if you want to help other people find this show, please leave a review and let them know what you thought. And before you go, I just want to say this journey is so much richer with like-minded people. So come on over and join our Facebook community. We're all looking forward to meeting you. You'll find the link in the show notes. That's it for now. Until next time, may you be overwhelmed by unexpected kindness shown to you today.